So I was talking to this lady, and she was saying um, that she is broke until her next payday. And I said, "Well, is your rent paid?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Is your bills paid?" She said, "Yes." I said, "So your gas, water, and electric is all paid?" She said, "Yes, I paid all that." I said, "But do you got gas in your car?" She said, "Yes, I put gas in my car." I said, "Do you have a car note?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay." I said, "So do you have all the stuff that you need for your house? Toiletry, your tissue, toothpaste, bath soap, laundry soap, dishwashing liquid, all that." You know what I'm saying? And she said, "Yeah, I got all that. I bought all that." I said, "Okay, so you bought your groceries?" And she said, "Yes, I put groceries in my house." Okay. Okay. I said, "Well, baby, you're not broke." I said, "You ahead." I said, "You done paid your bills. You done paid your bills and took care of everything that you were supposed to take care of." She said, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do until next payday." I said, "You're going to sit your ass in the house and you're going to enjoy the shit that you just paid for. You're going to enjoy that you just paid rent. So you're going to sit in the house and enjoy that house." I said, "You just paid your bills. So you're going to enjoy them bills you just paid. You're going to sit your ass in the house. You're going to enjoy the electric. You're going to enjoy your gas." I said, "You're going to keep that gas in your car because you ain't going to go nowhere. You're going to sit in the house until next payday." I said, "Baby, if you need $20, I'll loan you $20. I said, "Because I know you out here taking care of your business." I said, "They ain't got a loan to you. I just give it to you. Because I know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing." I said, "You ahead of the game. You taking care of what you're supposed to take care of." That's more to say about you than most people. Most people rather go out here and spend their money on frivolous things that they don't need or they shouldn't before they pay their bills. I said, "Baby, but you out here paying your bills." I said, "So no, you're actually rich in life because everything that you supposed to take care of, you're taking care of it. So what you're gonna do until next payday is you're gonna enjoy everything that you just paid for and sit your ass still."
That's what most people need to listen to right there, man. That is just the honest truth. We see that time and time again where people just want to just spend and spend and spend. But if you sit back and you think about it, the basic necessities in your life is covered, then that is enough. Now, this is not to say that you cannot have this, big goals and you want to go and travel around the world or anything you want to do, vacation, all that crap. You know how that goes. You want to buy a nice car, whatever. You can, but just be patient. Right now, you're not there. Right? The problem with people get into so much debt, the number one reason why people get into so much debt is because they're not patient. They're just not patient. They're in a situation right now where they're taking care of their lifestyle, and that's getting them ready for the next stage of their life. Once they start getting more money, once the income starts coming in, it starts increasing, then you could take that leap to do the things that you want. Because now you have that cushion. But people don't want to do that. Everyone gets impatient, right? That's how come the buy now, pay later, the Klarnas and the Afterpay and the firms, once that came on board, you knew it was going to become a big success. You just knew it because everyone cannot wait. They just rather pay 4 easy installment payments bi-weekly for something that they couldn't wait for. They couldn't wait for. You're using buy now, pay later on stuff that's only like $100 that they could have gotten next paycheck. But now you're putting yourself in the mindset, I could just keep that 100, pay 25, and now you're blowing that the rest of the money away when you could have just paid for that item and got it over with. Right? People just need to just recognize that your situation you're going through right now is only temporary. It's only temporary. It's only going to get better from here. But it's only going to get better from here if you don't start adding financial obligations in the future that will start robbing your money as soon as you start getting it. Right? And that's what buy now, pay later is. Tremendously, that's what it is. And also, even credit card debt. Like, right, credit card debt is pretty much robbing from your future. That's all you're doing. You're stacking up credit card debt, making all these minimum payments, and then finally, when you make more money, you don't just start paying credit card debt off, right? Which is probably the smartest thing to do. But people don't do that. They take that money and then they find other ways to inflate their lifestyle, to buy a new car. They want to go shopping. They want to do all these things because no one has the ability to remain patient. And if you sit back and you look at your current financial situation, you will notice I'm not doing that bad, right? I wish I could do better, but I'm doing pretty good. Everything is covered. And like she said, yo, you pay for your house, stay your ass home, right? You got groceries in the fridge, don't order out. Don't DoorDash and Uber Eats. Eat what you got, right? Eat what you got. Don't start with this, oh, but I want to eat out. No, 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 no. You got no money. Eat what you got. And once you start doing that, you start getting, okay, you recognize shopping, going grocery shopping in the house. I eat it all, then I go out. Like you'll build that muscle and recognizing like you can't have a full fridge of stuff in your fridge and you're just too lazy to cook it, so you want to spend money. And then next paycheck comes, you're wondering why you're broke. Oh, groceries are so expensive. Now you got a whole fridge full of groceries. The problem is you want to order out all the time because you're trying to save time. It's not a convenience anymore getting food outside. It's a luxury. Right? Eating out is not a convenience. It is a luxury. And you are going to pay for it one way or another. Yeah, you might get it really quickly, but man, the groceries out, I mean, buying food outside is expensive. McDonald's dollar menu ain't a thing no more. Right? Getting some burgers at McDonald's is gonna run you like $7, $8. When you got some ground beef in your house, you get some bread, get some cheese in the store for $7. You can make yourself a whole bunch of sandwiches or burgers. Right? Simple as that. But you see, in time and time again, people are just not paying attention to the finances and they're worrying about what other people are doing. And they feel like, well, it's embarrassing if I'm staying home because I should be outside and I should be doing what everyone else is doing. Nah, everyone else is being broke and their day will come. But your day will come as well. But you are going to hit financial freedom. You're doing all the right things because you have the ability to stop and to pause and to reflect and to handle your business, not to just be so impulsive, so reactive. You're being proactive. You're making sure in the future you don't end up in the same position. Well, guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Right? Do you think so many people now just need to keep their asses home and handle their business until shit gets better? Then they go out and start doing their thing? My opinion, yes. But let's hear what you guys have to say. Drop a comment down below, guys. At the same time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.